सृष्टि जयंत देशमुख, जागृति अवस्थी, प्रेमवदा माधलकर एंड मेनी मोर। दोस्तों, इन सब यूपीएससी टॉपर्स में दो चीजें कॉमन है। पहला, सोशियोलॉजी ने इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले किया इनकी सफलता में, एंड दूसरा, इन्होंने स्लीपी क्लासेस का कंटेंट या फिर टेस्ट सीरीज फॉलो की। दोस्तों, हम अपने सोशियोलॉजी के कोर्सेज में आपको ना सिर्फ रैंक ओरिएंटेड कंटेंट प्रोवाइड करते हैं, बल्कि करंट अफेयर अपडेट्स भी साथ साथ ही देते हैं। दोस्तों, आंसर राइटिंग के लिए 120 से ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस हैं। आप उनको लिखिए, इवैल्यूएट करवाइए, फीडबैक लीजिए। अगर डाउट्स आ रहे हैं तो टेलीग्राम पर आप डाउट्स पूछ सकते हैं, एंड टू टॉप इट ऑल, वन ऑन वन मेंटरशिप भी अब आपको अवेलेबल करवा दी गई है। दोस्तों, हमारा एक सपना था कि हम देश के ग्रास रूट से टॉपर्स क्रिएट करें, एंड वो पूरा होता जा रहा है। अफोर्डेबल कोर्सेज हैं, एंड अगर आप अभी भी थोड़ा अनडिसाइडेड हैं तो हमारे YouTube पर जाकर सोशियोलॉजी की प्लेलिस्ट देखिए। बहुत से बच्चे फॉलो करते हैं, एंड उसके बाद अगर लगता है लेवल थोड़ा रेज करना है, कोर्सेज ज्वाइन कीजिए। तो दोस्तों, मिलेंगे क्लासेस में एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स विद अ टॉप रैंक।
Hello, my name is Gautam Vivekanandan and I have secured All India rank 211 in UPSC CSE 2022. Let me give you a brief introduction about myself. I was born and brought up in Valsad, Gujarat. That's where I did my schooling from. My native is Kerala. I did my graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering from BVM Engineering College, Anand. I worked in TCS for 6 months, and thereafter I started my preparation for UPSC in 2021. This was my first attempt. Today I am here to share with you all my strategy for essay paper 1. I have secured 149 marks in this year's essay paper. So I am here to share with you some insights on how I feel you can improve your essay performance. First of all, let me discuss with you what I believe are some important qualities of a good essay. Firstly, there is content. If you have good content, that means your essay can be good. But content is not the only thing. Secondly, you need to have a good flow in your essay. You need to have good arguments. You need to back those arguments with valid and relevant examples. Your points and arguments need to be correct and precise. And the more exact your expression, the more relevant your argument become. So these are some of the important qualities which I feel make an essay a good one. Now, talking about preparing for the essay paper, what I did is that I looked at last 25 years essay topics which UPSC has asked, and I found that there were several topics which were repeated more than once. Topics such as health, education, science and technology, terrorism, agriculture. These are some of the repeated topics which UPSC has asked more than once. So what I did was, on each of these topics, I tried to read on my own, and I tried to prepare some kind of basic content on them. I prepared 3 to 4 page notes on each of them, including the following: about the issue or about the topic, whatever it is. Next, I included some important quotes which any famous personality had given. If there are any recent examples or incidents, I used to add them to. Any data or statistics with respect to that topic, you can include that. If the government of India has some initiatives with respect to that topic, you can include that. And if there are any initiatives at the global level, you can include that too. Along with this, some kind of positive way forward. This was the kind of notes that I prepared for each of these repeated topics. But then again, UPSC has, for the last 2-3 years, UPSC has started asking more and more of philosophical topics. So a lot of aspirants face this problem as to how to deal with philosophical essays. When we prepare for essay, we generally prepare good content with respect to topics which are repeated or topics which link with general studies. That is comfortable for all. But when it comes to philosophical essays, I have seen that a lot of aspirants really struggle in writing a 1,000-word essay on a philosophical topic. So let me share my 2 cents on how you can deal with a philosophical essay topic. Firstly, my attempt was that I would try to interpret the topic in my own way. Understand the quote or statement that is given in the topic and try to interpret in your own way. And once you have interpreted it, you need to mention it right at the onset of your essay. And once you do that, your sole aim is to justify that interpretation with good arguments, and for each of these arguments you need to have relevant examples. I have seen that a lot of people try to put a lot of examples, data, incidents, anecdotes in their essay, but their essay lacks arguments. And I've also seen a lot of people who put in a lot of arguments, but they don't have backing examples or data or statistics for those arguments. Now, both of these approaches is not apt. What I believe is that you need to have a balance of both arguments as well as backing examples, because only then will the examiner who's reading your essay will feel that yes, you have done a good job. Let me give you an example. In this year's essay paper, the essay that I selected in the second section, the topic was "A smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities." Now, what I did was I tried to expand and interpret this topic in my own words. I mentioned that ambiguity, which generally we use it in sense of confusion or some kind of dilemma, but I mentioned that ambiguity does not only mean confusion. An ambiguity can also refer to any kind of challenge or hardship or problem or any kind of tough situation that a person is facing. This is how I expanded the term ambiguity. Secondly, what I did was I talked about the term smile, and I said that a smile is not just a physical smile. A smile means to have a positive outlook. A smile means to have a positive kind of way to deal with any problem. And a smile also means that you face challenges head on with a smile. So, with this kind of interpretation, I said that what I understand from this topic is that you need to have a positive outlook when any kind of problem occurs. You need to maintain a smile, and half of your problem gets reduced then and there itself. This was my interpretation of the topic. Once I did that, I used arguments to explain this interpretation. I talked about why is it important to have a positive outlook, why smiling can help you deal with challenges, what happens if you don't have a positive outlook. And to back these arguments, I gave examples and some quotes also. I gave example of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I gave example of Bhagat Singh, I gave a quote, I wrote a quote by Mark Twain, who's a famous American author. So these are some kind of extra information or extra things that I did for my essay, and my essay preparation was done in this way. Other than that, a lot of people also have this doubt as to how can we expand a topic? How do we cover various dimensions? My simple answer is don't fixate on any particular method. Of course, there are methods such as the pestle analysis, wherein you take the topic and try to analyze it in a political way, economic way, social way, technological way, economic way, etc. But this is one of the approach. In the other approach, you may try and apply the topic on an individual level, on a family level, societal level, national level, global level. This is another approach. These are the two approaches which of course you can use, and a lot of people are using them to get good marks. But the only thing that I am trying to convey here is don't fixate on any particular method. Look at the topic and then decide what is it that you want to use to cover various dimensions. It is not necessary to take only these two approaches in your essay, because then both of your essays will look similar, and that will not give a good impression to the examiner. So what I feel is that just look at the topic, try to expand each and every word, try to understand each and every word, and then what additionally you can do is take that topic and apply it on your GS subjects. Try to apply it on your GS subjects and look if you can find a connection in there. Look if you can find some arguments. Look if you can find some examples. That is how you can approach in covering various dimensions. It is not necessary to fixate on one approach. I'll be clear, I'll tell this once again. Because if you look at only one approach, then your mindset becomes really narrow and you don't really think as much as you can. You tend to think only with that particular mindset, and then your thoughts get limited. So this is my advice, that be open to the topic, try and understand the topic, look at each word. Each word has a significance. For example, the essay that I wrote in section 1 was poets are unacknowledged legislators of this world. Now you look at each word. There is poets, there is unacknowledged, there is legislators, and there is world. Each of this word has a significance. Who are poets? What is their duty? Who are legislators? What is their duty? Is there a connection between poets and legislators? If yes, what is that connection? Why are they unacknowledged? Why are they not acknowledged? These are the kind of approach that you can follow for expanding a topic, and that is what I simply did. If you're doing this, then you think in various ways, your mindset gets broadened. So that helps you in expanding a topic. Another very regular query that I've gotten from other aspirants is that how do you make sure that you maintain a good flow in your essay? My answer to them is that, again, here there is no particular method. Of course, your essay should not seem too mechanical. If your essay is just random points put together, that will not give a good impression. When the examiner starts reading your essay, they should not realize when they started and when they completed. That is how your essay should flow. So how can you improve that? The first thing that I would like to say here is that whenever you read anything, be it an editorial or an article in a magazine or any book of your choice, whenever you're reading it, don't just focus on content. Look at how you can improve your flow too. How can you do that? Look at how the author who has written that particular text is connecting two paragraphs. How are they switching points? How are they linking one point to another? What are some keywords that they use? Additionally, furthermore, firstly, secondly, thirdly. These are some keywords that they use. Other than that, look at how they are linking two different points and how they are making it a whole circle. If you notice these things, you will realize that you can certainly try and adapt them. That is one thing that you can do. Secondly, look at these keywords and try and practice them. That whenever you write essay, try and use these keywords in your essay. At first, it will take some time. You will not feel so comfortable in linking these points using these keywords, but slowly you will get a hang of it. One another solution to improving flow is, but this is something that you should do only if you have time. If you're preparing for mains, which is say 2 months or 3 months away, I would not advise you to do this. But if you have time and if you're preparing for say 2024 or say 2025, you can definitely do this. Look at old essays written by British authors, and you'll realize that their language is really simple, extremely simple. But the thing is, the way they have structured their sentences and the way they maintain flow is incredible. With short and simple words and simple sentences, they convey superbly. They convey amazing things using simple sentences. And that is an art which is difficult to master. But if you read how they do it, if you read how they write, then you'll definitely try and imbibe some things. It is not necessary that you have amazing vocabulary or you use difficult words in your essays. Use simple words, but make your sentences effective. There is no need to complex your sentences by using many clauses. You can use simple and short sentences, and yet you can convey a good message. So that is what you have to try and imbibe. Talking about the content part, one solution is that you can purchase, if you wish, an essay book, or there are various books available in the market. This is not a compulsion. If you feel that you are short in content, you can purchase a book talking about last 25 essay years. They include the sample essays of last 25 year topics. You can go through them and look for good content and good examples. Other than that, all of your content is generally generated from whatever you are studying in general studies itself. Society, social justice, internal security, international relations, governance, history, more or less everything you are covering in your general studies, and that is where you have to derive your content from. And as I said, if you wish, you can definitely purchase a book and you can go through it. I had two books which were gifted to me by my sir. Uh, he was my optional mentor, Professor Radhakrishnan from Kerala. He was also my mentor for essay too, and he told me that if you go through these two books with respect to previous year sample essays, then you can certainly derive content and examples from them. But given the fact that UPSC has started asking more and more of philosophical essays, the key to performing well in the essay paper is practice. You need to practice as many essays as you can. If you're giving mains this year, then I would advise you to write at least 20, 25, 30 essays. Write 2 essays every Sunday. Write an essay paper every Sunday. And if you're preparing for the next year, the approach can be same. Write an essay paper every Sunday. Initially, your essay will not be good. Your flow will not be good. You may feel short on content, on examples, but that is fine. If you start writing now, slowly and surely, you'll definitely improve. Another reason why I am stressing on the essay paper is because if you look at this year's result, there has been an incredible variance in the essay paper. There are people who have scored around 50-60 and there are people who have scored around 150. That is almost 100 marks of difference. Even the average score of those who have cleared this year is around 110 to 120. And still there are people who have scored 130 plus, 140 plus. I myself have scored 149. So that makes a huge difference. So practice essays, because this is a paper where you can truly express yourself. There is no real limitation here. Whatever you have experienced in life, whatever it is that you have read or you have understood or you have heard, gather information from everything that you have and try and use it. Of course, it has to be relevant to the topic. But my point is that there is no particular syllabus here. You can really think as wide as you can and write a beautiful essay. You can also take help from your friends and family. That is what I did. Apart from sending my essays to my mentor, Professor Radhakrishnan, and joining a test series and sending my essay papers there, I used to send the soft copy of my essay to my parents, to my sister, to my cousins, and I used to ask them, what do you feel about this essay? They are all people from different domains who are working in different domains. But the thing is, if you just ask someone to give some inputs, they'll have a different point of view, and you'll realize that you could have also thought in this particular direction or this particular way. So that is one thing that you can do additionally. Take help from as many sources as you can. And also make sure that if you get a lot of feedback, filter those feedback to make sure that you take only relevant ones which you feel are important for yourself, and then you can that way enhance your essay preparation. So once again, all the best for all those who are giving mains this year and all those who are giving exam the next year also. But my only advice, practice essays, because practice makes perfect. There is this saying by Francis Bacon that reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. So write, and that is how you will improve. Thank you and all the best.